Today we will discuss the diode approximations. In this session, we will discuss the following content. We will briefly introduce what is diode approximations, why we need it, and then we will discuss the different types of diode approximations. We also called it as an equivalent circuit model of the diode. So we have the three types of approximations. One is ideal equivalent circuit, second is simplified equivalent circuit, and third is your piecewise linear equivalent circuit. So we will see why we need these models and what are the how these models are represented. So let's discuss the brief introduction about the diode approximations. Why we need them, what are they, and what are the different types of diode approximation. We will discuss in this slides. So why we need the approximation? Because the diode has the non-linear VI relationship. Because when we use the diode in the linear circuits, across the linear elements, it is easy to find the voltage and current. They will follow the Ohm's law, right? But when we need to find the voltage and current across the diode, due to its non-linear relationship, it is not easier to find the current and voltage. So we need to approximate the behavior of the diode with its some linear equivalent circuit. So diode is what is diode approximation? Diode approximation is the mathematical approach to approximate the non-linear behavior of the practical diode to make us our calculation easier and makes the analysis of the circuit easier, right? We can easily find the voltage and current across the diode when we use the diode approximation model. Soon we will see, right? So our target is to find the basically the electrical equivalent model which will depict the same behavior of the diode in terms of the voltage and the resistance, right? So we have the three different types of the diode approximations. First is your ideal equivalent circuit, and second is your simplified equivalent circuit. Third is your piecewise linear equivalent circuit, right? So before starting these equivalent circuit, two important concepts are there. That an open circuit means that 100% the current is always going to be zero, but it doesn't mean that voltage is also zero. Means in open circuit, current is surely zero, but voltage need not to be zero. Similarly, in case of the short circuit, what is sure that the voltage is zero, but the current need not to be zero. And these two important concepts are needed for analysis of the diode circuits, right? So remember these two concepts. So let's start with the first diode approximation, that is ideal equivalent circuits.
So let's discuss the first diode approximation, that is ideal equivalent circuit approximation. In this approximation, both the cut-in voltage as well as the internal forward resistance of the diode are ignored, right? So we will not consider the cut-in voltage, we will take it as a 0 volt. So when the voltage across the diode is less than 0 volt, the diode is said to be operating in the reverse bias condition. There will be no flow of the current and it will be operating in the off state. So we will model this behavior by the open circuit. Means in this state the ideal diode will behave as a perfect insulator, but when the voltage across the diode is positive or the voltage is it will be operating in the forward bias condition, so it will be perfectly replaced by the short circuit and it will behave as a perfect conductor. So let's understand the ideal VI characteristics. So ideal VI characteristics tell me that this the red line shows me that when the voltage across the diode is negative or less than zero, it will behave as a open circuit. Means the current is always zero, but the voltage not need to be zero. But when the voltage across the diode is positive or greater than zero, means it will behave as a perfect conductor. That is, it will be replaced by the short circuit. So in the short circuit, you can see that the voltage is surely zero, but the current is not need to be zero. But there is a one point denoted here as a transition point at which the voltage is zero and the current is zero, which is the hypothetical point, because at the same time both situation cannot occur at the same time. No circuit can be a short circuit and open circuit at a time. So this transition state concept will be used when we study the Clipper concept. So this is about the ideal approximation. Let's solve the one numerical based on the ideal approximation. So this is the value calculate. You have to calculate the value of the IR for the given circuit. This is the diode in series with the resistance of 2K and 10 volt input battery is there. So when the approximation is there, you can easily find the current and voltage across this resistance, right? But you cannot easily find the voltage and current here because it is has a non-linear behavior. So you need to replace it by its approximation model. So since there is nothing written over here that it is ideal in nature, right? So we will treat it as ideal. So we will see by the polarity of the voltage, right? This diode is in the forward bias direction, so it is replaced by the short circuit, and this is the electrical equivalent model of this circuit, right? We have replaced the diode by the short circuit, and now I apply the KVL. So it's a KVL is simple, that 10 minus IR into VR is equals to 0. So after solving the value of this KVL equation, that is 10 minus IR into 2K resistance, you will get the current value as 5 milliampere, right? So let's discuss the second diode approximation, that is simplified equivalent circuit approximation model, right? In this model, we will consider the cut-in voltage, but we will again not consider the internal forward resistance of the diode. The cut-in voltage is denoted here by the V gamma, that is 0.3 volt equals for the germanium and 0.7 volt for the silicon. So when the voltage across the diode is less than the cut-in voltage, the diode is said to be operating in the reverse bias condition. So the current will be across the diode is zero. It will be operating in the off state, so will be replaced by the open circuit. But when the voltage across the diode will be equals to the cut-in voltage or greater than the cut-in voltage, the diode is said to be operating in the forward bias condition. So we will say the diode is in the on state, and we will replace it by the battery of magnitude equals to the cut-in voltage. So mind the polarity that P side we have the positive, N side is the negative, and this polarity shows that the barrier potential in PN junction diode opposes the flow of the majority carrier. Similarly, here the battery, the polarity of the battery is said that it will oppose the input current, right? So this is the simplified diode VI characteristics. We have that for the voltage less than the cut-in voltage, the current is always zero, and the diode will be replaced by the open circuit. But the voltage need not to be equals to zero. For voltage cut-in more than the cut-in voltage, it will maintain a constant voltage across it. That is, it is replaced by the constant voltage magnitude equals to cut-in voltage. So in this, we have the on-state model. We have that current is need not to be zero, and this point is called as the transition point, in which the VD is equals to this cut-in voltage and ID is equals to zero. So please compare these two models. Here, what is the difference in the on-state model and the transition state model? In the on-state model, we have the V gamma as well as the current is need not to be equals to zero. But here the current is zero. That is only the one of the difference between these two model representation. So this transition point representation is useful concept when we understand the concept of the clipper, right? So let's solve the same numerical as discussed in the previous ideal case, and let's find the value of the current IR. Now the diode is replaced by the silicon diode. Previously it was the ideal diode. So when we replace it by the silicon diode, let's see what is the effect on the current IR. So as you can see that by seeing the polarity of the input voltage, this diode is in the forward bias condition, that is in on state. So we replace it by the battery equals to the magnitude equals to the cut-in voltage of the silicon, that is 0.7 volt. So you can see that it is opposing the flow of the input current, depicting the behavior of the barrier potential. So easily now you can see that when we approximate the behavior with the battery, right? So it is giving me the simplified approximation, right? Now I can easily calculate the voltage and current across this element, right? So easily applying the KVL in this loop, we can find the value of IR as 10 minus V gamma minus IR into R is equals to 0, right? So V gamma is equals to 0.7 and R is equals to 2 kilo ohm. So IR can be calculated at 4.65 milliampere. Now if you will compare the value with the previous case, it was 5 milliampere. So you will get certainly exact current. You will know you are going towards the some accurate values, right? So let's discuss the effect of the third approximation, that is piecewise linear equivalent circuit approximation. This is one of the most accurate model in comparison to the previous ideal and simplified models. Because in this model we will consider both the effect of the cut-in voltage as well as the internal forward resistance of the diode is considered. Internal forward resistance of the diode is denoted here by the small rf. So when the voltage across the diode is less than the cut-in voltage, the diode is said to be in the operating in the reverse bias condition. It is in off state and it is replaced by the open circuit. When the voltage across the diode is greater than the cut-in voltage, it will be operating in the forward bias condition and in the on state. So it is replaced by the battery in series with the forward resistance. This is important. This forward resistance is additional here in the piecewise linear equivalent circuit approximation. So let's see the effect of this the internal forward resistance RF on the VI characteristics. So for the VD less than the cut-in voltage, we have the current equals to 0 across the diode, but voltage need not to be equal to 0. But once the voltage across the diode is greater than the cut-in voltage, the current will rise, but with the slope. The slope of this line will give me is inversely proportional to the internal forward resistance of the that is equals to RF, right? 1 upon RF. So in the on state we have the this model we have. This is the transition state in which the VD is equals to V gamma, that is voltage across the diode equals to the cut-in voltage, but the current is 0, right? Here the current is not equals to 0. Let's solve the same numerical as in the previous case by considering this piecewise linear equivalent circuit approximation. So you have to calculate the value of IR for the same circuit. Is given now the silicon diode is given with its internal resistance RF is equals to 20 ohm. So now you are seeing that this diode is operating in the forward bias direction. So you are going to replace it by the battery in series with the forward resistance, that is 20 ohm. So now you can see it is very easy to apply the KVL and KCL, and you can find the voltage and current in the circuit. So this is the beauty of the diode approximations, right? So just apply the KVL in the clockwise direction. So you will get these equations as 10 minus V gamma minus IF into RF minus VR into R, right? So substitute the values, that is RF is replaced by the internal resistance, that is 20 ohm. So you will get expression that IR is equals to 10 volt minus 0.7 volt upon 2 kilo ohm plus 20 ohm. So you will, when you calculate the value of the IR, you will get the value as 4.604 milliampere, right? So when you compare this value with the previous case, that in the simplified model, you will get the 4.65 milliampere in that case. So there is no much change in the values. Means the third approximation and the second approximation, there is no certain so much change is there, but certainly there is a lot of change in the first, that is ideal model and the simplified model. So mostly time we prefer the simplified model and ideal models. In rarely case we will use this model, right? So this is, so let's summarize the all the diode approximation models. This is the first approximation model, that is ideal equivalent approximation model. In the off state, when the voltage is less than 0 volt, it is replaced by the open circuit. While for the voltage positive, we have the replaced by the short circuit. It will behave as a perfect conductor in the on state and as a perfect insulator in the off state. This is the ideal equivalent approximation. Now, in the simplified approximation model, we have considered the effect of the cut-in voltage. So for the off state model, it is same as we have replaced by the open circuit. But once the voltage is greater than the cut-in voltage, we are going to replace it by the battery with the magnitude equals to V gamma, right? That is V gamma denotes the cut-in voltage. Then this is the third approximation in which again the off-state model is same for VD less than equals to V gamma. In this approximation, we have considered the effect of the cut-in voltage as well as the internal forward resistance of the diode, that is small RF. So when it is in diode in the on state, for the voltage across it greater than the cut-in voltage, the diode is replaced by the battery of magnitude equals to the cut-in voltage in series with the internal forward resistance. So this is all about the diode approximations. Now you can easily apply these concepts to solve the numericals on the diode circuits, right? So thank you very much. Hope you have enjoyed my session and learned something. Thank you.